relationship, no real-life involvement, he replied, sounding frustrated. I know, I'm sorry, but I really want to meet you. I knew exactly what he was after. A couple of days ago, after my university reunion, a classmate confessed to me. I turned him down, and then he sent me a bunch of gross, cringeworthy messages. I ended up calling him out on my social media, then deleted and blocked him. Since I was in a relationship now, this guy could see it. It seemed like he wanted to meet up and make his claim on me in person. I knew why we were keeping this whole thing online, and the answer was definitely no. After a week of him pestering me, I got fed up and told him I wanted to break up. He was utterly shocked, as if someone had just poured cold water on him. My phone buzzed with countless calls. Sighing, I turned my phone face down on the table. Just then, my manager Leah Stouter called out to me. Lauren, take this proposal to Mr. Thompson. Everyone at the company knew Leah was into our boss, Benedict Thompson. Normally she'd be thrilled to interact with him, but recently he'd been in a bad mood, and the last time she tried to comfort him, she ended up being scolded, which was embarrassing. Since then she'd kept her distance. I winced, forcing a smile. Miss Stouter, I'm still one level below him. Isn't it inappropriate to approach him directly? Benedict was my online boyfriend. Although I had his contact through work, we'd never actually interacted. Plus this proposal had been delayed for so long because Benedict was unhappy with it. Honestly, even when he was in a good mood, he'd still find fault with things, let alone now, when he was clearly upset. This was just her way of pushing me to bear the brunt of the criticism. Leah rolled her eyes. Just do it and stop yapping. Fine. Even though I had seen almost every part of him online, I was still a bit nervous about meeting in person. Besides, he was known for being strict at work, intimidating, even, and extremely sharp-tongued. After hesitating, I pulled out my phone. Since I had suggested breaking up, he'd been sending endless apologies, clearly panicked, but I hadn't replied. I had only suggested breaking up to stand my ground, and since then, I hadn't looked at his messages. 1, because I didn't want to soften, and 2, to show him I wasn't backing down. There was no way we were meeting in person. Breaking up, though, I wasn't completely against. I thought for a moment, then sent a message. We can stay together, but can you behave? I really don't like people who don't keep their promises. He replied immediately. Babe, you finally replied. I know I was wrong. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Then, a crying emoji appeared. I took a deep breath and knocked on the door. The person inside froze, then cleared their throat. Come in. As soon as I walked in, I was drawn to Benedict's slightly red nose. Had he been crying? Noticing my gaze, he awkwardly tapped the desk. Is that the proposal? Just leave it on the desk. You can head back. His mood seemed to have improved. Otherwise, he would have scolded me for skipping levels. A colleague had been fired for going directly to the higher-ups instead of following the proper chain of command. Of course, there were other issues with the colleagues' work. They weren't performing and didn't fully follow orders, but it was clear that skipping levels in the office was a major taboo. That proposal still wasn't quite right, so it got sent back. Leah handed it back to me. Left with no choice, I had to stay late to revise it, but Benedict seemed in a better mood today, leaving right on time. Since it was Friday, all the other colleagues who'd been working late also left early, so soon it was just me and the receptionist left in the office. I wasn't sure how long the revisions would take, so I told the receptionist to go ahead and leave, promising to turn off all the lights and lock up. Hours passed. Suddenly, I heard the sound of the door unlocking, and I froze, feeling a bit scared. Looking at the time, I realized it was already 10 p.m. Who could be coming now? I tried to calm myself, telling myself there was no such thing as ghosts, but my heart raced as I held my breath and stayed still. A familiar figure appeared, and when I saw his face, I couldn't help but relax. It was Benedict. What are you doing here by yourself? Aren't you going home? He asked, surprised to see me still working. I gritted my teeth inside. Well, it was his fault I was still stuck at work at this hour. This proposal is urgent. I'm worried it won't be feasible if I finish it tomorrow, so I thought I'd work overtime to perfect it tonight. Oh, that proposal. Benedict paused, then walked over to me. Let me explain it in more detail. It'll be easier to revise that way. My heart skipped a beat. Since we'd reconciled,